What is going on, everybody? The never-ending fight with my camera continues. Binance could face fraud charges, but prosecutors are now worried about the risk of a bank run, allegedly. So some rando told some rando at some rando event. MetaMask has followed Uniswap and have blocked Hex swaps as the SEC is circling Richard Hart. A top analyst, Benjamin Cowan, issues a warning on Litecoin amid the LTC halving event, updates his outlook on Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that. And then we got a bunch of news about Shiba Inu. Something big is cooking. I think so. Oh, yeah. And Binance reached 150 million registered users. This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleeve. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. We are in the dark one more time. We got the lights on, but nobody's home. The Elgato face cam is not working. The USB 3.0 slot does not appear to be working. I ran scan FC or the SFC scan now. It detected a problem. It repaired the problem, and then that fixed it. Then I ran another scan through the troubleshooter, the old troubleshooter, which detected a problem. I fixed the problem, and it still doesn't work, and it's still registering. So what I have is I have a USB 3.0 registering with USB TradingView as a USB 2.0. BIOS are updated. The BIOS has been updated to 1.7.10.24, the latest one, which was released on July 6th. Now, that didn't work. Then I went back to 1.6.99. That one didn't work either. It's not the system BIOS, despite that it appears, and it can't be both system BIOS, right? Because one of them had to have worked before, and one of them did work before for a long period of time. There is something just odd going on this computer right now. It might need Jesus. It might need Jesus. So we'll see what happens. But good morning to everybody. I hope everybody's having a great day. Good morning, Richard, John, Marcelo, Trail Bosses in the house. Maxine Water GIFs are always a hoot. Richard Nelson says good morning. Tony P says good morning. Ben Farrer, good morning. Jeff T. Jawa Volt says good morning and volting it up. Man watching TV, good morning. Daniel Volt is in here, volting it up. True Ducal is here. Good morning. So George Lopez Garcia is in the house checking it out. I know I'm supposed to say Jorge, but you know, we Merkins, we do Merkin stuff. So anyway, let's get into the news right now because we got Wendy O on the screen right now. Drano says good morning, and Mr. Bull 23 says good morning. Binance could face U.S. fraud charges, but prosecutors worry about the risk of a bank run. Now, I did talk about this in some videos. This is a very weird sort of situation. The crypto exchange Binance could face Department of Justice fraud charges. However, and this is being reported by Semaphore, but the prosecutors are weighing alternatives given the risk of an FTX-style bank run. So there is possibility there that something might be happening. I don't know what they really intend or want to do. But there is here's the deal. So the issue is wash trading, right? The biggest issue has been this wash trading thing, and they think that CZ Binance actually owns this wash trading company. Semaphore, we should come over here and look at it. So what they're saying is that what he was doing was he was running this special wash trading platform at the launch of Binance.us to make it look like they had volume, but the problem was the volume was faked, making it appear that they had a successful, which of course would lead to price manipulation. And they have him in a chat saying, is this the trading volume or is this us? Now that probably on the surface sounds like a problem, but it's some Switzerland company, and they say that he owns the Swiss company as well. So, but he doesn't openly own it, that it's some kind of shell corporation for him to do his trading on Binance and make it look like there's a lot of volume. So that's the insinuation that's going on. Remember, this all comes back to FTX's demise erased billions of dollars in value from crypto market, tarnished the industry's image, and pushed the large lending business of Genesis into bankruptcy court, which, like CoinDesk, is owned by the Digital Currency Group. So we'll see whether or not this all pans out, but something's going on. Also, MetaMask and Uniswap have withdrawn support for Hex token after the SEC's lawsuit against its founder, Richard Hart. The SEC accuses Hart of offering returns on Hex and two other tokens that qualify as investment contracts. The lawsuit forms part of an SEC enforcement blitz on crypto projects allegedly breaking U.S. investor law. Now, quite simply, I don't know that I've ever heard Richard Hart say that you're going to make a bunch of money. I believe that all he's ever done is really kind of point out sacrifice and how if you sacrifice, then you're going to earn yield off of it in more Hex tokens, which, I mean, I guess if you want to make that argument, maybe you could do that. But I'm going to be interested to see how this plays out in a court of law. The SEC seems like they really, really want to get on this guy's handmaid's purse or whatever. I don't know, whatever he carries around right now. Guy's a little bit weird, but we'll see what happens. Next up, Benjamin Cowan issues a warning on Litecoin amid the LTC halving event. And remember, I'm pretty sure you guys wanted me to go long on this shit yesterday. So should be just absolutely crushing, right? But this right here, LTC tends to peak in June or July of its halving year and then fade into the halving. Following the halving, history shows you should temper your expectations on Litecoin until the post-halving year. So it looks like it leading up to the halving, these are the halvings, right? So it dumps, slowly moves up. A year later, it has a big rise, slowly moves up. 9 months later, it has a big rise. And here we are again. So, could be that we're going to take a bath on that one. Thanks, guys. It was only $200 though, right? Shiba Inu CEO says SHIB has a chance for 1 cent with Shibarium. Two finance experts and CEOs of their respective firms have given insights on Shiba Inu price after the launch of Shibarium. And these are professional people, right? So it should be noted that they are not necessarily in the know on what's going on, but they understand and they're watching the market. And while we look at it in a bear market and we're wondering why things are not running, why things are not moving, they're looking at a long-term macro where they think that, I'll put it this way, if the price of Shibarium never changes, never changes, and the only thing that changes is the supply of tokens, then the Shiba valuation still remains at close to $5 billion. The issue, of course, is that you have a trillion SHIB, 589 billion of which are still in active supply. But what if you cut that by 90% down to 58 million or something like that? Then if you drop, let's just put it this way. If you burned, what do you call it here? 10%? No. Yeah, if you burn 10%, if you got this down to 589 billion instead of 589 trillion, then what does it do to the price action? If you got it down to 589 million, what does it do to the price action? Like, those are tenfold increases. So you could 100x the amount that you burn, and then that would 100x the price. So imagine dropping 2 zeros off of your SHIB wallet right now. That small amount of SHIB that you have, 100x's again, just based on burns. And now you have just a whole lot more. The first expert is Adam Garcia, who's the CEO of StockDork. He acknowledges that Shibarium will address a lot of issues in regards to scalability and network congestion. He notes that an improved and more efficient blockchain could attract greater interest and adoption. He stated that the greater interest could lead to more demand for SHIB. This consequently will lead to an increase in price. He further notes that there is an optimism that the token's value could experience a notable boost in the short term as the network capabilities are enhanced and supply side pressures are reduced. The second expert is John Mary, who is the CEO of MoneyZine.com. According to Mary, Shiba Inu could reach an all-time high after Shibarium's launch. Mary claimed that as long as Shibarium is used, SHIB will profit. So, along with that comes the news here that, where did it go? Maybe I didn't keep it. Anyway, 34.5 million transactions now on Shibarium. According to Satoshi Kusama, Shibarium will restore and enhance the faith in DeFi systems. The decentralized wing of cryptocurrency ecosystem continues to hold significant relevance. The failure of numerous decentralized companies have refocused attention on DeFi. The Shiba Inu ecosystem appears to be strengthening its position within this domain. According to Shiba Inu developers, they have actively collaborated with community projects that utilize SHIB or intend to build on the forthcoming Shibarium blockchain. The main focus of this collaboration is to prioritize the deployment of the SSI system. Additionally, Shibarium, the Layer 2 protocol, will mostly release sometime this month. So, Lucy says, Shiba Pendants Day by Satoshi Kusama. And you can come in here and you can read the article. Let's take a quick look over here. And this is an old one, right? And it's speaking about how this is going to work and how this is going to play out. So if you need a refresher course, then today is your day because it's being posted by Lucy as they get ready. Now, Shiba Inu whale consequently activity has plummeted despite the uptick in the burn rate. The recent decline persists despite a slight uptick in the 24-hour burn rate per data provided by the market intelligence platform Sentiment. Whale transactions involving Shiba Inu tokens worth at least 100,000 have been lower and lower the past 4 weeks. It's important to note that these spikes were more predominant near the start of the year when we were seeing a whole lot of movement. Now, moving on here, Binance has reached 150 million registered users, according to CZ Binance, who is still posting on Twitter and doesn't seem to care at all about all these people crying. Luna Classic price. Price prediction. I'm going to save you guys the trouble here. They have no algorithm and they're not doing any kind of basis here. They're just saying 4 zeros, 76 by the end of the month. Currently trading at 4 zeros, 79. So they feel like the market's going to bleed just a little bit and head down. Twitter has been hit with a lawsuit from French news agency because they are saying that the laws that they are applying that Elon is doing do not apply to them, or that they're not being benefiting, or they're being attacked, basically is what they're saying. AFP brought attention to Twitter's non-compliance with the local law. And by the way, I do have to add this. The reason that I put this in here is because, remember, not that long ago, Elon Musk censored government agencies and governmental candidates that were in Turkey. And the reason that he did that was because Turkey asked him to silence those people. And he said he was complying with their law and that Twitter should comply with the local laws. Well, now we have that they're not applying. He's not doing the France integrated, the copyright directive, commonly known as neighboring rights. into its legal framework in 2019, but he's not complying with that. So he's complying with this fascist Turkish law to silence dissent in the government so that he can do business there. But he's ignoring the laws in Europe out of convenience and not doing anything about it. That should be disheartening, and you should feel a little bit weird about that. But he did say this. The AFP, the French agency, has sued Twitter over its clear refusal to pay compensation for news links posted to the platform, which seems silly, right, on the surface, but if that's what the law there says. And he says, this is bizarre. They want us to pay them for traffic to their website where they make advertising revenue and we don't. Actually, you pay ad revenue to all the people who are members and have the blue check marks, allegedly, or you're going to, or you're working on it, or if they're like Matt Wallace's or Jackson Hinkle's, or they're these extreme right-wing crazy guys who are posting stuff about pedophiles for some reason, which is the hot button. So little weird how all this stuff is kind of playing out and how it's going on right now. Hong Kong, however, has granted two first crypto exchange licenses to Hashkey and OSL. The Hong Kong Security and Futures Commission has granted its first two virtual asset exchange licenses to Hashkey Group subsidiary Hashkey Exchange and the digital asset platform OSL, meaning there are now two crypto hubs in Hong Kong. So we'll see what happens. By the way, been a lot of talk about a crypto country coming, and I think that crypto country is going to end up being Dubai, but don't hold me to that because you never know how these things are going to play out. Now, on to the broader market, bleeding right now. Volume down to 33 billion, 1.16 trillion on the market cap, down another 2%. Bitcoin starting to bleed a little bit more. Now, it does keep fighting back. Ethereum does keep fighting back, but let's face it, if these guys want your soul and your money, they are going to get it. Nobody, and the U.S. market is coming online in just a few minutes, so we're probably going to see some more of that stealing of the liquidity that the U.S. market is known for. So first up, we're going to talk about Bitcoin 29,152. Money flow coming out of Bitcoin mostly. So we've got money flow to the downside. Matter of fact, let's use Fu Manchu, even though let's close that out and let's look at money flow on Bitcoin. It is red right now on the day. No, wait a minute. Yeah, it just flipped back red on the daily. On the 4 hour, it is red, but it is moving back into the green. Money flow seems to be coming back in on shorter time frames. Remember, the money flow was way out on these smaller time frames. No change on the 2 hour, but we did mint a green dot down here at the bottom. Bullish divergence on the 1 hour. That is a good sign, and we have a tick heading upwards right now. So there might be a good opportunity here to see some upward mobility and upward movement on it. We still got the weekly, the monthly, which are still good, but the 30 minute still in the red. But we are minting another green dot, so something is going on in the market right now. The bots, so to speak, are starting to sense something is up here, and we've got a big spike right here on the 30-minute SMA, which is showing that we rejected here a little bit off of the 50 SMA on the 30-minute, but I would expect to move up here into 255 if this continues to hold, and then maybe there will be some price discovery, maybe, just maybe, but it looks like there's a little bit of interest picking up right now, at least this morning in Bitcoin. So looks pretty good as we sit so far. Ethereum, much the same thing. Green dot here, the same thing. There's green dots everywhere. Looks like little reversals are coming in and happening. I don't know. I'm in the hold. I'll get to that in just a second here. We'll check out what's going on. Litecoin is down to 86 cents overnight. Just down. What happened to Matic though? That was the question, right? We shorted Matic. So we might be doing pretty well on Matic, at least if nothing else. Luna Classic 79.27. Again, everything's just kind of feeling that burn. USTC continuing down this path. Now, if it breaks this 50 SMA, this is a 2 hour. The 1 hour might be, yeah, it looks like we might be breaking down. If we're breaking down here, then we can expect to go back down to some of these lower spots. And there is a proposal up. Somebody mentioned it in chat that there's a proposal to burn 800 million USTC at the end of the proposition. I would, so in looking at that proposition, this is, guys, you got to stop listening to this guy. Vegas Morph just whines and cries about everything. And all he wants to do is split 800 million. See, this is the proposal. And I guess I should go back here. The Juno upgrade to Invictus happened perfectly, right? And then we've got right here, Vegas. This is not the Vegas one. Hold on, let me get to the Vegas ones because they're kind of crazy. Here we go. Return to the community funds not used. Not unreasonable, by the way, but this is Vegas, okay? He wants the primary goal of this proposal to return the 800 million USTC from the multi-sig wallet funds to the Luna Classic community. He wants to just give the money back for 800 million. It's a little bit weird what's going on over there. And then there is a signal proposal for Destiny of 800 million UTC, which is also Vegas, which now he wants to burn the 800 million. So he wants to give back to the community and he wants to burn. He's just throwing proposals up because he wants to be in charge of something. Remember, this guy used to be on the L1 team, but was kicked off of the team, but still wants to be in on the cut. And I mean, more power to him. I'm not saying whether he should or shouldn't be because that's not my job. I don't give a shit. But he is adamant right now. He is putting together massive proposal after massive proposal just to find ways. And look, to be fair, I think that once you've created a project, once you're trying to work on a project, it is important to have, because you are a DAO, the input of your community. But at the same time, this community constantly puts out ridiculous proposal after ridiculous proposal. And I don't know that at some point this will not survive if it just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. Luis C with a $10 super sticker. Thank you so much for it. Let's get into and find out what happened with 100x gems. 100x gems. Oh no, nothing happened. It didn't do anything. I don't understand. It bounced off of the 786 and it's just kind of trending on that 786 waiting for a reversal. So I think that's going to be just fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. When we started on this and we got in originally, and look, if people get late to the party, then I understand, but also remember you're late to the party. We partnered with it was the June 6th, it was June, right? So we partnered with them on June 10. June 10, it was 407266. Today is 302881. So, this is the 4x. This is a 4x from where we are right now just by partnering with these guys. So, that's a pretty good that's a pretty good move. Now, somebody says check CMC. CMC might be broken. Let's go look real quick. Give me 1 second here. Massive market cap spike. It's off of a small trade volume. I'm not sure where this is coming from. It looks like, I don't know, it looks like there's a misreporting of something here because that's that is an oddly weird sort of move based on I don't know. that's a weird move here. I mean, I'll take it if that were the case, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's more along the lines right here of 2881. I don't think that that's right. I feel like, yeah, because matter of fact, if you look at my wallet here, my wallet balance right now is 3.4 million, 3.463 million, and it's because there's a misreport on Grumpy Cat. So, and the misreport on Grumpy Cat's been there forever. Just absolutely weird and just bonkers. But let's get into it right here because guys, I made a video yesterday for Link. Look at Link just absolutely continuing to soar now at 340,000 market cap. Guys, if you got in early on this one, you're feeling pretty good about your position. I got in with 1.425 billion tokens, I want to say here. I think that was the number. Yeah, 1.425 was the tokens for $100, and it's now at $540. So been a nice little run. If it goes to if it goes to a million market cap, then I you know, obviously I feel good about where it lands. So good for that. But just continuing to have another run. Now remember, it is listed on SitaSwap today and is headed to Sita Pro. Now, when those things happen, that Saitama community tends to invest deeply into this stuff when they show up on their radar. And when they do show up on the radar like that, then that could pump it to a couple million market cap. Now, could it 10x from here to 3 million market cap? It's possible. The Saitama groups that do this stuff, you know, they like to pump the shit out of these tokens every once in a while. So it could be that Link 2.0 is about to have a nice big run. So we'll see what happens. Volt is at 29.53. Well, guess what? I told you guys, I guess we did this yesterday when we were originally looking at it. But I said that, you know, you can make an argument here that it's doing an ascending wedge. I don't know if we were doing this live or if I was doing a pre-recorded video. But I think that everything's on VoltiChange. Yes, I do, Eddie. So Volt had this ascending wedge sort of pattern forming. And what I said yesterday was, I guess it was yesterday morning, that it you know, the potential is, and the logic is that it breaks out. And then I think that it's really due for about a 3x move at this point. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to 3x. You know, look, it's been overdue right now. And it really should spike back up at least to a 50 million market cap just to tap it one time before it probably would come back down after that. But I mean, as you can see right here, like this was playing out in a good fashion. And this is the start of a breakout, by the way. This is not an actual breakout. So we've got one candle that broke it out. We've got another 2-hour candle that's minting right here, but on the 4 hours, same thing. We've got one that's outside of it, but you know, this thing tends to you have people like DJ who just don't like anybody in Volt anymore, and I don't know if they're still holders or not, but they tend to try to dunk on this every time it pumps, and I'm not sure it's them. I'm not saying, because I don't give a shit one way or another. It's the amount of investors that you have and the amount of people willing to continue to hodl and buy in. But you know, remember, Volt had 65,000 holders at one point, and now it's 5,500 holders because people are not moving over to from V2 to V3 and shit like that. And you know, a lot of that was, by the way, reflection. And you know, when you have a lot of trade volume, Saitama experienced the same thing. If you guys would grant me here that if you look at Saitama with a liquidity here of 3078.30, has a market cap of 35 million. Not great on price action, by the way. Like you definitely want to see a little bit more. But the thing about this is when you when you start to scroll back and you kind of roll out and you take this kind of all in. God damn, I don't even remember what my point was. Oh yeah, I know what my point was. And I just, Jesus Christ. So Saitama now has 143,000 holders, but it had over 350,000 holders in its V2 or V1. Sorry. And that was because there was so many reflections where people just have dust in their wallet. And I think the same thing is going to end up being true with Volt. And anybody who wants to be on V3 on Volt needs to go to go look at my videos, how to Volt migration. And guys, I mean, I can't. The Volt migration is pretty easy to do. You have to use Everrise, but you can migrate over. Eddie says, a gift from the Advantage to another. Let's go. Believes you're always right. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to be, I'll be in Discord. Like my time just gets eaten up constantly, but I'll be in Discord soon. Anyway, back to Volt. 2953, having a small breakout. That breakout's going to have to continue. It's going to be crazy to be able to say, hey, you remember how Volt was once beating Saitama? And now Saitama has the higher market cap after all of the stuff that's gone on in all of these spaces, right? But anyway, I think that if it does have a breakout, then it does have some issues right there where if it can do that, then there is the breakout. But the high up here, and this is where I said that it's going to probably 3x or could 3x2, going to be right there. So, if it plays out pretty well from this 24, 25, which is when we were talking about it, then you could expect maybe this high. Well, I thought it would wick up here to 76. So that would be about a 3x from where it is right now. Would be a good move to restore some faith in what is going on. And here's the thing. The incredible thing is I haven't lost any faith. I don't not have faith in anything that Volt is doing. This is just a poor market. It's a poor market that, there is money, by the way. There is capital that comes in. And we'll go look at the top trending tokens very soon. Let me get through this real quick. PSYOP is up 1.3%. ETHBEN is back on Twitter. 100x Gems idle where it is right now. Deconnect idle where it is right now. Ben token 300,000 in volume, still trending to the downside, breaking down below its points right there. And all I'm doing is really just kind of opening out the channel there. Not because it looked like it was going a certain direction, and it clearly is not. One thing that I would say right here, though, is I would be concerned about this because it looks like it's breaking down. So we'll see what happens with that. But here we are. SHIB, on the other hand, at least starting to get, like, this is a consolidation for a reversal here, by the way. So what is playing out on SHIB right now is this right here and then this right here. So this is going to break most probably to the upside. I would consider at least that we're probably going to hit we're going to probably hit 88.64 at some point today if it has an opportunity, right? Bone $1.63, people still super excited. Advantis, no real movement, 13.04. By the way, hundreds of dollars in trading volume, not thousands anymore on a lot of these tokens that we're looking at. Just remember that. There's a lot of there's a lot of nervousness in the and Pepe down to 600,000 in 24-hour volume, and bounced off of our little resistance area here. Pepe will have a bounce back, by the way. If you look at this trend line and if you look at this trend pattern, then the logical progression here is it did bounce real strong up here, but it's probably coming up here into this 2,000 range. Now, I do think that represents a problem I don't think that it can maintain. I think that, if it wicks up here into this 18 or 1900 range, that's about the best you're going to get. But that is a big move for it to happen right now. The question right now is, what is the entry position? And the entry position looks like, you got to look at this right now and say, it really kind of looks like we're at the entry position. Let's reverse that. Let's drop this down here, and you can see right here. And if we were to zoom in, then you would see right here a lot of settling right here, a lot of resistance right here, and then we have a lot of bouncing going on right here at this 1200 number. So this seems like the spot to fight with, right? So there we go. I would think that this, if there's a chance for it to break out and make a move, then this would be it. I just don't think that this market is going to tolerate too much right now. I think that the market is still, like, I think we're on a downside. We might get a spike or two, but 1506 over here on WAGMI, continuing its downward trend. The motivation is down right now, so we'll probably have to break this out and say that's no longer playing out. Money flow, by the way, let's take a look down here. You can see here the interest has waned dramatically over the last couple of days. Cult 2545, people just continuing to bleed out. Lillian Finance 3045, 3 cents. They are saying that they expect that they're going to have a big month, that there's something big on the horizon. But we'll see what happens, and we've seen that before. We've heard that before. Would be nice to see it play out differently this time. Would certainly be nice to see it play out differently this time. One of their big announcements that we've been waiting for. I do think that they feel like it's about to happen. So we'll see. X2263. I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right. And we got one more day. So it spiked down here under 1600 just a little while ago. It must be reversing to 100 million billion jillion. Now, I hope everybody makes money off of it. I am looking for everybody to make money, and I do want to be wrong. The problem is I'm always right. You see what I'm saying? However, I did say at 23 right here that it's probably going to have a problem, that you might get a pump or two. But we did get the double top. And, when you get a double top like this, then that usually is a sign of downward pressure. So now we're sitting at downward pressure, and here it goes. So I hopefully there's a nice bounce off here. But if you're not getting in at this spot right here, if this is not the spot and not the move where you're getting into it, and not at 2263, by the way, but closer down to this 19. By the way, is it ironic that the one line that I use to tell you guys that I think this is where it's going next, that here we are bouncing off of it and it wicked down below. So now, Luke, I would not say that. Here's what I would say. I would say this 3001. Let's just drop this down. That's the next pump, I think. So from 22 or from 19, where we are right now, I think that's the next pump, because I think what's going to happen is we're on this downside now, and as par for the course, we're going to start seeing this type of flow towards that downside, and we'll see another big spike, might even wick up above that. But the most probable outcome, we're on the 4 hours, so the most probable outcome is a reversal right around here. And then there's an opportunity right there. And then we're heading back down. And I'm a little bit far off on my downside. That downside will fight here, and then it'll come down here, and it'll fight. And then, an event will happen or something, and it'll come down here a little more, maybe fight up a couple of times along the way. It looks like every other fucking crypto at this point, right? So there's nothing special anymore. There was something special, but now there isn't. Gear. I made a video about gear yesterday. Dumped a lot on, and by the way, there was no pre-sale, with just people who got tokens from a previous project. And this is actually a pretty cool project. So I would hope that there's a nice reversal and that these guys do well on it, because it's not a pre-sale dump, but there was a spike and a reversal coming just now. 3% tax to try to prevent bots and stuff like that. But the contract has been renounced. Not a honeypot. Scored out. 3 of 3. on Advantis AI, and I need to get set up with something to have it done. And by the way, so the deal here was, and if you guys noted, there was 0x DeFi on Gear. The reason that Gear is doing this, 0x DeFi was the previous project, and 0x DeFi it didn't rug. It just basically the guy doing it. It's his first time, but he's got a good concept and a good idea along the lines of Advantis AI, I might add. So I think that it's pretty decent, but he's not a great communicator, and he's starting to get hype. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, little birdie, but you see this position right here. This project Gear is going to be on Ian and B Root's shill tank today. So I have a feeling that this pumps about 10x from where it is up to maybe 500,000 market cap. I don't know if it can go further than that, but they do have a good cultivated community over there that likes to ape into stuff that they start talking about. So very possible that you could see a nice pump off of Gear today. Any bodybuilders in the house? Did you hear what I just said? Get a nice pump off of Gear. Ta-da. All right. Anyway, so let's go look real quick at our positions here. You goddamn long. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get so fucking wrecked here. You guys just probably liquidated the shit out of me. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. When I started talking shit and telling you guys about a short and that we should be shorting something, the only one that we won on, by the way, you assholes picked this, by the way, okay? The only one, and we're going to close it out right now, and we're going to take that profit, $40, because we're going to need that money to, oh, Jesus Christ, look at this. We're down $1,900. Come on, guys. See, hopium. You guys are looking at this the wrong way. The market is punishing. The market is wonky. And let's go look. Let's just go back here. Bitcoin, this Bitcoin play that we were on over here, we got in at 29,201. Market price is 29,170. So that one's not bad. Probably going to be a reversal. Might be a nice little reversal today. We might see a little something here. Dogecoin, we put 200 in Dogecoin. We're down $37 at this point, from 74 to 73. However, I do think Dogecoin is probably going to have a little bit of a pump, a little bit of a relief. Just going to take one little something from Elon. We're going to go long on this one. It'll go to 10 cents, and then we'll feel like heroes when we did this one, because it'll be, that'll at 15x leverage. It'll probably make $300 at 10 cents. Matter of fact, let's go over here and put in 0.10. At 10 cents, we'd make $1,000. So let's confirm that and take a stop loss on it at 10 cents, or not a stop loss, but a take profit at 10 cents. So we'll see what happens there. We bought 2 ETH over here, leveraging at 20x with a liquidation of 1785. We bought it at 1841. It's at 1836 right now. So not a bad position. We're not going to be screwed on that one. But here we are at 1841. We're going to take 1850. No, fuck that. We're going to go 1880. We're going to see 1880, $77 if it ends up pumping like that. We're going to stop that one out at that point. The ETH 20x over here, we got at 1880. Remember, we took it 1885 just because we want to get back out. We want to get that capital back into the flow. And we got $2,000 into that one with a liquidation price that we're hovering around or near. So we want to see that one reverse. Litecoin, just dogging out, just absolutely shitting the bed right now. Now, could we see a reversal on it? Maybe we'll see a little bit of a reversal on it. The position is we don't have too much in it, so we're not screwed. But Solana, however, let's look at this one. Solana, we're down about $65, but I really think that Solana, of the cryptos that will reverse quickly. And by the way, y'all better be making you better make some profit and some donations after this shit show that you put me in. but I think Solana will be the first one to kind of reverse over here. And if we check real quick on what Solana looks like, then, you know, I could see it spiking back up here to where it was in July at around that $30 range, more likely 29. What is this? 29, 29.10. So Solana, we're going to just go ahead and put a take profit in at $29.10, 29.10, just in case. That'll be 687 profit, and that'll fix this disaster that is Litecoin, by the way. Ugh. Oh, I can't believe you guys fucking did that. I can't believe you fucking did that. All right, Uniswap. I do think Uniswap is going to have a nice little reversal and a nice little pump. So even though I'm down 477 right now, 481, Jesus Christ, I'm about to get liquidated on this goddamn thing. But I do think that Uniswap is going to have a nice little reversal, and you know, we'll see something pump on that one. And XRP continuing to dwindle, continuing to go down. 62 cents is the liquidation point there. But we took a couple of, we're going to set a couple of take profits over there. We're going to leave the rest of it for right now. Let's go look and see. I have a futures. I have two futures going right now. I've got one on SHIB, which I'm up a few bucks on. I got in at 8.19 and it's at 82.25. And then I'm down on another one on ETH, so waiting for that one. But I got it's a 20x, so my liquidation is 1601. I feel like we might see at least one more rally from Ethereum. I don't think it, by the way, is going to be as big coming down the line. When I look at the money flow coming out means that we're going to mint higher lows, right? So if we look at it and we assume that there will be higher lows, and we come up to the day and we start looking at it on the day. Yeah, here we go. So we can see where we were up here. We can see where we are right there. And we can see that if we get a relief rally, and it's a recent or a soon sort of relief rally, then this reversal up here puts us in that 1950, 1960 range. So I'm still bullish on this position for Ethereum, and you know, it could be that we bounce down here before we make that move, but that next move is still coming up into that 1950 range, because as you can see right here, not only there's a lot of confirmation on that, by the way, we have the wick at the top, and then we have this coming down here, which creates this trend line, right? But here's the thing, we also have this spot of resistance right there. Let's take that off. And then we've got wicking right there, and we've got wicking right there, which means that we do have the capacity to get into that level. So if we were to look and say that we settled here and we settled here, so if we were looking for another play that matches up, then we could make an argument that, boom, right there, it's written in the stars that over here in a couple days, we'll probably see this thing kind of cross over into that 1900 range. The question is, how far will it come down before that? So maybe, just maybe, we'll see something happen. Now, we minted a red candle over here on the daily. It's playing out the way that we're expecting it to play out. The 1 hour showed a little bit of a reversal. We got this nice, and here we are right now, minting some higher highs, which looks good to see that we're moving back in a positive direction. But with money flow coming out, you're still going to be looking, and if we look at it short term, by the way, if we look on the short term, then you know, you could make an argument here that we're on this downward sort of trend right here. Let's see where this one kind of ends up. Not using this one up at the top, right? But this is kind of looking like where we've been settling. So let's take a top here and a top over here. Yeah, so right about there. If we get a reversal there, then on the short term, it looks like we're coming up to about 1870, 1871 on any kind of reversal. So there could be a reversal. If it does, it's not going to go very high. But if I can get out of some of these positions, then we'll try to get out of some of these positions. Otherwise, SHIB still moving. Leash still out here pumping a little bit. Veracity having a run again. Hex recovering from that low over there. Still a little bit risky, but you know, you never know what's going to happen. Volt is spiking, by the way. I mean, we should recognize here, This is what Volt looks like in the last few hours on the real charts where real people. Let's go look at volume is up 20%. Market cap is up 7%. That's 10.8. So the overall spike on Volt seems to be starting right now. Went up to 3209. You can see this. There's been some wicking, like I told you guys before. And look, I mean, I can't stress this enough. When you have this much in volume, which let me close that out. If you rank 181 in volume and you rank 631 in ranking, something is wrong. Something is holding your price down. And the most logical play here is for these two to start coming back together, right? So the question would be, if you have a flow at 181 for an extended period of time, and you have this at 16 for an extended period of time, on the days that you have enormous spikes and you have enormous trade volume, you should start to see price action start to correlate. So what's number 181 ranked? And by the way, I'm not implying that number 181 in the ranking is what the market cap is going to end up being, but you should look at it for symmetry, because these things do tend to migrate to one another, and that's 113 million market cap. So it is entirely possible that you're looking at not an 8x, but at least a 4x off of Volt. And if enthusiasm continues, then it might even get better. So that's it. That's everything in a nutshell. So I got to go, guys. Time for me to get to work, but work on this goddamn camera and try to figure something out. It's not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you again very, very soon.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, in the person.